stillness, of prayer, of meditation, weaving them into your day, they can actually see the different brain patterns happening, changing, right? We have our amygdala, which is there to keep us safe, keep us protected. It fires. But there's that other part of our brain that's connected to peace, to emotional regulation. And that's that prefrontal cortex, right? And so they're actually showing now that we can see the different waves happening, that when someone can have that practiced pause, take a moment, get still, return to center, that it really helps. It's in our bodies. And so it just gives us that added incentive to, hey, let's practice, right? Let's build that spiritual muscle so I can take it into my relationships, take it into my work, and show up differently. And I think it's, I think of, well, why am I a little better on that volleyball court now? And I think that's part of it, right? I've built my spiritual muscle a little bit more. I mean, I'm still growing it all the time. I still get back to those moments of, please, God, please. I think I just did it last week. My daughter's having a sleepover and they're not sleeping. And I go, please. And I have this in my mind. So I can notice, right? I can notice when I get into thinking and spirals that aren't helpful. And that's the work we do here, to practice, to do the work, so we can have that awareness. And I think it's important because we're doing it for the people in our lives too. Because just as that is inside us, it's in every other person. They too have the spiritual capacity, the power to know, to discern what is their next right step. And that's hard as a parent at times. It's hard for many relationships in our life. As a daughter, as a sister, as a friend, we sometimes feel like we know what's best. And maybe we do, maybe not. But the more we can recognize that those powers are in that person too, it helps us trust and know and affirm for them that they can discern what's right. I was thinking about that just this week because, we have this weather where we're going back and forth, and every morning before school, my kids are, getting ready for their walk to school, and the one morning, my daughter Lucy says, it's supposed to get up to 50. Alexa said 50. I don't think I need a coat. And I was like, well, Lucy, it's like 29 right now. You're gonna need a coat. And I took a moment, I'm like, okay, this is hers maybe. My kids are middle school now, so I need to recognize the divinity in them at times. But the really wild thing happened. She's getting ready to go, and she goes, Mom, do you think I need the coat? And I just said, I don't know, it's up to you. And she goes, I'm gonna wear my coat. I'm like, now if I would have told you to put that coat on, you wouldn't have worn the coat. So I think that's the practice, right? It's the practice of recognizing those spiritual powers inside each one of us, inside those we're around, and inside the experiences that we're creating day to day. So I invite all of us, as we move into this week, move into the rest of this day, to practice that. When you start to feel that worry or that unease kind of filling up your body, maybe notice it in your body first. Maybe take a pause there and ask, what is mine to control here? Right? That simple pause, that question. Or maybe it's, what would someone who trusts that life is unfolding right now as it's meant to be, what would they do in this moment? Right? Sometimes it's just attaching to that, because it's a lot easier to think of how you want to show up and say, what's one thing I could do now to show up from that place? And so we can bring that into our week and know that this or something better is always unfolding. And so it is. Amen. And so I invite us now to move into our meditation time. It's a nice breath in. We may notice any tension we're feeling in our body. Just breathe into that space. Letting the breath naturally calm you. Letting you return to that ease and trust. We may just begin to notice our forehead and just let it soften. Let our eyes soften. Maybe let your shoulders relax, your limbs be at ease. We let that presence fill us. We affirm, I am strong. And when any thoughts or worries come in, we let them be and just keep returning our anchor back to breath. Affirming that inside you is everything you need to do and be. And with that, we let ourselves feel that ease, bringing our attention to heart center. We let that energy of love, peace, fill us as we go into the silence for just a moment. Taking another big deep breath in. We take a moment to just let that ease and gratitude fill us and fuel us. Thinking now of anything we feel grateful for. We give thanks. Thanks for taking the time today to be in the stillness, to practice spirituality. And we set that intention to keep returning to love. Keep trusting and affirming this or something better is unfolding. We bring our awareness back to this room. Maybe wiggle our fingers and wiggle our toes. Roll our shoulders as we begin to open our eyes. Maybe let a smile grace your face as we give thanks. And so it is, amen. And now our offertory with Lajelle.
My name is Lajelle Gilmore. I'm on the Board of Trustees. Unity of Oak Park is a self-funded spiritual community. Your offerings make it possible or make a difference so that we may come together for services and events, pay for the operation of our church and our Sunday team. Know your contributions matter to keep our community